Greetings everyone, my name is Etterville, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Mega Man Maker. During the last part, I covered several viewer-submitted levels, so in this part, I'll be covering several levels that I'll find on the most popular queue, starting out with this one. Please Don't Jump featuring Air Shooter by NarioFan101, 68 plays and a score of 18. As always, if you want one of your levels to be featured in a future part, please leave the level name and level ID either in the comment section below or direct message me on Twitter. Also, as always, the full disclaimer of this entire LP series is linked in the description below. Also in the description are the timestamps for every level that I cover in this part. So of course here it's kind of a gimmick-based stage where we can never jump. Thankfully we have the air shooter in order to attack enemies from above as well as shotgun them. So we need to use sliding in order to dodge enemy attacks, like here with the Crystal Joes. Fine with me, I always like playing these more unique stages which restrict your weaponry or movement options in some way. In this case, no jumping. But at the very least we can still jump if we have to for whatever reason. It's not like they're red instant death force beams. And this stage will probably well showcase how useful the air shooter is. And it isn't on the really difficult side yet. That's also a good checkpoint placement. Well, this is a creative way of going downwards. We gotta be careful to not get hit by the cannons or coltons. Oh. Well, we now have red force beams. I guess that was the lenient part of the stage, which was just introducing us to the gimmicks. Now we're in the tougher portion with ice physics. That was a bit of a close one there. At the very least, the air shooter, especially with the triple tornadoes, does deal quite a bit of damage to the tougher foes. Especially mini-bosses like here. Although the ice physics of the stage kind of work against me. I'm hoping for a large life energy, but I guess we won't be having that soon. I'm just damage boosting through that Tama. Easy button. It seems that we have infinitely respawning flyboys as well. Oh boy, that's a close one there. I was hoping there would not be spikes. You gotta be a bit precise there so you don't end up falling in a pit though. Because if you mistime your slide, you'll end up breaking your slide right over a pit and end up dying. And we have to fight Sparkman with his cohort, Harry. So that's the end of Please Don't Jump. I had nothing to say about this boss fight because it was rather repetitive of what we needed to do. If only the air shooters dealt 2 points of damage instead of just 1, it wouldn't have taken as long. Still, I like the idea of this stage, so I'll give it a thumbs up. Good work, Nario. You well explored the gimmick. Second on the lineup is the Magnet Airship by OinArrow. 138 plays and a score of 46. Let's see how well this stage is. And it seems it's going to be one of the longer ones as well. Good. I was worried that we're going to have a repeat of one of the previous most popular queue levels. That being most of the levels being rather short. We have a longer traditional level for once. Okay, Brick Drop, Gemini Laser, and Shine. We may get some other special weapons. I see we're now in the air too. Nice usage of the Charge Man background. I'm curious. Did I miss something at the beginning of the stage? Let me double check on the left because I'm not sure if I'll be able to go back there. Nope, there's no secrets on the left. I thought I missed a 1 block sliding or something because of that key door. Oh well, I guess I'll return there eventually. Oh neat, Mega Man 5 charge shot, aka the best one. And lo and behold, there's the key, and okay, so we do backtrack here. Nice usage of the crash lift lines in order to add to the aesthetic of the airship. I get the feeling I'll be unlocking something. Oh, never mind. It's just there. You can access it by using the crash lift. Oh goody, magflies. Let's see if we have any magfly pulling segments. aka where we need to use the magfly in order to access the next parts of the stage. Nope. Well, I guess that was the halfway point of the stage and the first checkpoint. The flyboys are a lot less threatening when you have a charge shot that deals 3 damage per hit. I'm waiting for there to be a fan fiend just at the edge of one of these platforms to push me into the spikes. And we have a magnet gimmick as well. I'm always wary about those jumps, especially considering what happened before. If you watched one of the previous parts, you'll know what I mean. Well, so far, the stage has been relatively a breeze. I don't know what to say about it. I would like there to be more of a gimmick, but this stage definitely feels the aesthetic of being an airship. And the stage hasn't ended yet, good. Oh, the blockies are so easy to deal with when you have a charge shot. Ah, neat, now we're climbing upwards through the airship. Nice variety. Just want to check the edge of the screen over there in case there are any secrets. I'm always a bit paranoid due to several level authors doing that. And we get a free E&M tank and full weapon restores, and we fight Magnet Man. What's his weakness? Doesn't seem okay, it's a Gemini laser. Now, if only Magnet Man stopped using that ability, that would be really appreciated. So that was the end of Magnet Airship. It was a neat traditional level. Although I would like a bit more variety in terms of the level structures, it was still fine and enjoyable. So probably a 4.5 or 5 for me. It's mostly carried by its fun and aesthetic scores. Okay, third up is the Toadcave by GameViewz, 52 plays and a score of 15. So I suppose this will be a cavern stage starring Toadman. And of course we start out in the forest. I don't know how difficult this stage will be, so I'll be grabbing that E-Tank, thank you. Two different pathways. I'll be taking the right pathway first, and then I'll explore the rest of the stage. I think the pathways loop up over there, so let me retry the stage and take the left pathway. That E-Tank respawned over there. Now I have 2 E-Tanks, and I still maintain my first E-Tank from my first run through of this stage. Well, okay then. Oh, and I am well rewarded for doing that. Let's see... Okay. There we go, some quick weapon switching shenanigans. And I guess the brick drop is the boss's weakness or something. No need for that. Whoops. I mistaked the spikes over there as being part of the tile set, but no, they're actually spikes. They blended in with the background there, and I wasn't paying attention. My bad. Let's grab that again. And try going through that route the correct way. This seems to be the more difficult route overall. Especially because of all the spike jumps. Come on, can you hit me there, Toad, please? Thank you. Once again, I'm really hesitant about these spike jumps. But at the very least, I hit the checkpoint. Down we go again. And I wasn't too far to the right. Well, at least there's a checkpoint right over here, and we have infinite lives. Having infinite lives in Mega Man Maker does open up a whole slew of new opportunities for level design. Because if this was a traditional Mega Man level, and we had limited lives, that spike drop segment would be a lot more annoying. And I should be utilizing the Skull Bearer more. Especially because of the spikes. And we just fight Toadman right over here. Well, this stage was really short. Come on, please jump. That's his weakness, of course. Considering it was the unlockable weapon. Honestly, this stage felt like half of a traditional level, or at least 2/3. If it was about 1/3 to twice as long, or at least 33 to 50% longer, I'd like it more, but right now, as it stands, I cannot give it a thumbs up. Fourth up is Mega Man and Bass Robot Museum by Burning Daisies 713. 100 plays and a score of 27. I guess this will be a recreation of the Robot Museum intro stage from Mega Man and Bass. And instead we have the intro stage theme from Mega Man Powered Up. Then again, we don't have the Mega Man and Bass music in just yet. This seems familiar. We only have access to the Search Snake for whatever reason. I guess it's the boss's weakness. This corridor feels familiar. I remember this segment with all of these hotheads coming out, or rather tackle fires. As well as these fire bars, I think. And of course, here come all the tackle fires. I believe this would actually be a mole room, but we don't have moles in the engine yet, so instead we have Susies. And now we're in the submarine segment. However, we don't have the submarines in this engine, so instead we have a crash lift segment. There you are. Originally, the submarine would bob up and down. But here we don't have bobbing up and down either, so instead we have this segment. Now we're in the submarine itself. This would bob up and down, making it more dangerous to stand on the top, because you could potentially get crushed into the spikes. We also have the cannons. We also have this rather precise jump. Unfortunately though, these crash lifts aren't synced up properly. Or rather, they're synced up using the global timer, so it kinda takes a while for them to come back. At the very least, I'm not attacked while riding on these crash lifts. Here's the next mole room. A lot less annoying here because they don't infinitely respawn and you can see them in advance. Yep, that's where the checkpoint was. Originally this was a rainy segment where whenever you jumped, you were pushed backward a bit, similar to the Toadman rain. This made this segment a lot more annoying, and a lot more dangerous, but here it's a lot safer mainly because, well, there's no wind pushing us back. That'll change once we get the Toadman wind added to this engine. Alas, that's the end of the stage, and normally we'd be fighting the Goo or Green Devil. I see, and there's the recreation of the Green Devil and his eye, but of course we just ignore it and go down over here. Well, I see what we need the Search Snake for. That's for getting the easy version of this challenge. Of course, it wasn't really a boss. I'll give it a thumbs up. It felt like it's a nice recreation of Mega Man and Bass using this engine's limited assets. Unfortunately, it also meant that the submarine segment was really nerfed and gimped, plus the wind segment or raining segment was also made a lot easier. In general, due to the lack of those two aforementioned things as well as the moles, this stage was a lot easier than the one in Mega Man and Bass. Fifth on the lineup is Dual Mega Man Glitch by Sprigle, 51 plays and a score of 23. This seems like a neat level, showcasing a glitch. Oh, we have two Mega Man. And jumping is a bit glitched though. We jump with double gravity, it seems. Oh, and Mega Man himself can jump higher as I keep jumping higher here. Well, that's neat. We need to keep both of them alive in order to survive, I guess. That's really getting annoying. One of the Mega Man on the top is a bit desynced. That was a rather short stage, but it was to showcase the glitch. So I won't fault the developer for things being a bit off there, that was more on my end. It was short but sweet, and I hope other levels take advantage of it. I've seen one other one that did. This seems interesting. But it says part 2, so let me take a look. Okay, that's what it is. I'm gonna try part 1 first. Snake Tower Mechanisms by Davud. 114 plays and a score of 28. This seems like an interesting stage. Of course, this is going to be a Snake Man stage. Snake Man tileset background. And Mega Man's only weapon is the Surf Snake, so a special weapons oriented stage. Just wanted to make sure if there are any secrets. Gotta be a bit careful here. Everything has a relatively green sheen or color scheme except Mega Man's life bar. Kind of neat. This was a bad idea, I should not have done that. Still, I guess it showcases how you shouldn't necessarily destroy all of these snake blocks. Well, I'm stuck. Well, I guess I need to restart the stage because I needed to do it on top of the bombs. So the stage can be a bit harsh in that regard. Good to know. Still, it was only a few screens away, so it's not too bad. All of the stages on the queue, on the most popular queue, aren't that difficult, as usual, but at the very least 2 or 3 of them are substantial. There we go, that's how we're supposed to do it. And now we actually are introduced to some enemies. The petite snakies, of course. And we exit the Snake Man innards and now we're in the sky with all these crash lifts. Of course. Are we entering into a snake or crocodile? It looks to be. And we're going down its food pipe or something. Filled with a lot of different spikes, and suddenly enemy spam. Thank you for dying there, frog. Oh boy, that was a bit of a close one there. It'd be a bit embarrassing if I died just before the checkpoint. Unfortunately, being in the water is messing with my snake tossing arc. Oh, and we fight Bubble Man right over here. What's down there? Well, I guess it's nothing, or maybe it's a secret. And because Bubble Man is weak to snakes, this was a cinch. I like this stage, so because of this, I'm curious, I want to see what part 2 is. It was short but sweet, and it well utilized its aesthetics, that's for sure. So let's see part 2, Snake Tower Mechanisms by Davud. 115 plays and a score of 45. Judging by the score, this is an even better level. Once again, snake, Surf Snake only, and green towel set. It's a lot more difficult, definitely, because we're introduced to enemies already. Not a lot more, but certainly more difficult. A variation on the earlier challenge there. I would like to see more enemies shooting at us, but I guess this is for a solid start or something. I remember this challenge too. A bit more elevated, but it's about the same. I remember this as well with the presses, it's just elongated. This is different, we have a Galaxy Man jump. A lot more checkpoints as well. This is a neat way of using the Galaxy Man platforms, that's for sure. We're using it to navigate this maze and get to the end. I was a bit worried there was going to be an invisible ceiling out and I end up falling into the spikes there. This is still better than what happened in Spring Tower because we have 2 ladders instead of 1 of them. So thanks, developer. Just make sure not to jump off the ladder too quickly, otherwise you'll die. And down we go and we face Bubble Man round 2. With 4 petite snaky cohorts. He's still weak against the bubble lead, I mean the surf snake, so it's easy. His bubble lead deals a lot of damage to me as well, so I guess we're even. This kind of felt like a retread or an expansion of part 1. If anything, I'd like off screen I'll probably take out my thumbs up for the original one. Nah, I'm not that mean. Really, this stage deserves a thumbs up more than the previous one. Let's finish off this episode by covering this level. Titanic Tower Fire Edition by Mega JP Studios 2017. 58 plays and a score of 24. This seems like a promising level, though it seems a bit on the short side. Okay, we have a tower and Bomb Man's tile set I think, or is it Elect Man? But we have Fireman's background as well as the fire bars. Or whatever the sideways are called. A lot of special weapons, mostly from Mega Man 2. Only from Mega Man 2 in fact. I'm just using the atomic fire here for irony's sake. And of course all the enemies here are going to be fire based. Just to fit the gimmick. Though we don't have Fireman as a boss, sadly. Do we have any fire-based Roadmaster available in this engine yet? I don't think so. Maybe Fairman, but I consider him to be a light-based Roadmaster. I would rather use item 1 or item 2, but I want to give item 3 some time to shine. Oh goody. Tackle fires. Leaf shield time. Now we just climb up this endless tower. Well, not really endless, only 5 screens at most. And there's me failing to jump properly. This kind of reminds me of Elect Man stage combined with Crash Man stage, although with a lift in terms of the team. 1 M-Tank and 3 E-Tanks. We really don't need all of those tanks, this stage is easy enough already. And now we're in space, just like Crash Man. We started at ground level, we went through this tower, and now we're at the top. Seriously, we don't need all these E-Tanks, this stage isn't that difficult. Time to fight Crash Man, whose weakness is probably the air shooter. Yep, just like old times. So that was the end of Titanic Tower Fire Edition. That was really easy. Still, it was fun, and it definitely capitalized on its fire gimmicks, but I would like to see it have more bite. That being, be more difficult in some ways, and actually take its crash lift segments to more challenging extents. And use the fire bars more because they're only used in those one section. There would be a perfect place to remix all those enemy types, the fire bars and crash lifts for a nice finish, but that wasn't present. If that was there, I would give the stage a thumbs up. So overall, out of the 8 levels I covered in this part, my favorite level would probably be Please Don't Jump and Mega Man Robot Museum. Please Don't Jump for being a pretty creative gimmick-based stage that limits our ability to jump using force beams, and Robot Museum for being as faithful as a recreation of the original Robot Museum stage as possible in Dissension. So in the next part, I'll probably be covering several more viewer submitted levels. Well then, thanks for watching and have a nice day. Toodles!